It's me again, hanging out. Well, actually, I'm driving. I'm not hanging out. I'm going to my old community to see if they need anything up there. Today is Thursday, March the 20th, 2025. And it's about 7:25 at night. And it's not really bright outside, but I always wear sunglasses. People comment a lot on the fact that I wear sunglasses even when it's not really big time sunny. But that is because in, excuse me, I think it was 2009, might have been 10, I went to Savannah by myself. My kids were on vacation with my ex-husband and my parents and my ex-mother-in-law, which at that time he wasn't my ex-husband. He was, anyway. And they had went out west, and they were gone for like 2.5 weeks. So while they were gone, I was like, I'm going on a trip by myself. So I had a Jeep at the time, and I jumped in the Jeep, and I had never been to Savannah before, and I had always wanted to go. So I got a hotel, and I stayed 2 nights, 3 days, took just like a long weekend. Savannah's not far from me. It's about Savannah, Georgia. It's about a 5.5, 6 hour drive, depending on how fast you drive, and I drive really fast, so about 5.5 hours. But I fell in love with Savannah when I went, and now it's my favorite place on the planet. But anyways, Tybee Island is the Savannah Beach, is what they call it. It's, I think, 17 miles from Savannah, out Island Expressway to get to Tybee Island. So I went out there and I hung out on the beach one day, and apparently while I was on the beach, I got one single grain of sand in my eye, in my right eye, and it actually cut my cornea. And here comes a emergency vehicle. Let's kind of make sure we're over to the side over here, out of the way. There they go by. But one single grain of sand got in my eye, and it cut my cornea. So I come back, and on I came back on Sunday. Well, on Monday I woke up, and I was off of work that day, and I couldn't open my eyeball. The sun was like absolutely blinding. So I went to an ophthalmologist, and they ended up sending me to an actual doctor. The doctor was like, "You've cut your eyeball." I don't know why they sent me to a doctor, but whatever. And so I had to put this ointment stuff in my eye, and had to go to a specialist. Excuse me. And so it didn't do any major permanent damage. However, I do have a scar on my actual eyeball, and I can see it, and just a little bit. It's not real big and prominent, but I can see the scar on my eye. So the cornea specialist told me that if this phone is wearing me out, if the sun was up, if there was any sunlight in the sky, even if it was cloudy, that I needed to have sunglasses on my face, because it could, hang on a second, let me reposition this. Okay, that's better. Anyway, he said that it could potentially, permanently, seriously damage my eye and my vision. And I had LASIK done in 2007, and I definitely did not want to mess with my vision, because that cost $4,000. Best $4,000 I ever spent. But, so that's the reason that whenever you see me and it's daylight, in my videos, in person, whatever, if it's daylight, 99% of the time I have sunglasses on my face, because I don't want to damage my eye. And it also hurts. It hurts my head, and it hurts my eye. I can't open my eye all the way, because see this one over here, I just can't open my eye all the way, because if the sun, it's cloudy right now, and it's still, I can see the light creeping in. Even around my sunglasses, sometimes it's too bright. So, but yeah, oh, and also LASIK, that was the best thing ever. That's actually kind of a funny story. I went to a local doctor who everybody went to very respected and everything. So I went and had a consult, and they were like, yes, you are a candidate for LASIK. So I went, and the day I had my surgery, my mother went with me because she had to drive, because I knew I wasn't going to be able to drive home. So this is the funny part. They gave me a Valium, and I've never taken any, I'd never had a Valium in my life. And then after they gave me a Valium, they had me sign the paperwork while it was taking effect. Well, okay, great. So Valium starts taking effect, paperwork, sign in. Then they gave me another Valium. Then they said, oh, by the way, the surgery is done at a different building. So after I'd had 2 Valium, I go out, and my mama's sitting out there waiting for me, and I was like, we gotta go over here to this other building. And it was just like the building was right here, and there was one, and then between it and then where the surgery was done. So it was just like, but it's a really busy road, and there was no red light at the time. There is now. No, I'm sorry, there was a red light. There was no light turning in. Anyways, so I done had 2 Valium ace gets in her car, and I was like, come on, let's go. I'll drive over there. I know where it's at. So I got in her car and pulled out at the red light, went up there and whipped into the parking lot real fast, and almost hit the freaking building. She was like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, nothing, not anything. So I go in there, and I was so happy. And the LASIK itself was really cool. They put these things like this on your eye, on your eyelids, and pull your eye open. And the girl said, okay, we're going to put a suction on your eye, and you're going to see red and green, and you're not going to see nothing else, but you're not blind. And I was like, okay, 2 Valium in, I don't give a crap. So she puts the suction on my eye. I see red and green, and this little machine comes across while they're doing that, and it cuts the top layer of your cornea and flops it over, because I had astigmatism really bad. I couldn't see the alarm clock beside the bed, the numbers in the that's how bad my vision was. It was horrible. It was like -425 and -475 or whatever, 4.25 and 4. Anyway, it was bad. I couldn't see hardly anything, and I had contacts and or glasses since I was 10 years old. And at this point, 2007, I was 34. Let me see, 44, 34. Actually, I was 33. It was before my birthday. Anyway, so the little machine comes across, and it flops the thing open, and then another machine comes across, and it shaves your eyeball, like, you know, when you have astigmatism, your eyeball is shaped like a cone, and it just like shaves the top of your eyeball and makes it the perfect shape. And then the doctor came in there, and she had this little hook like the dentist has, where they clean your teeth out. And she's like, hey, it's Dr. D. And I was like, hey, girl, what's shaking? So she got the little hook, grabbed the part of my eye they flopped over, pushed it back over, and she said it's like wallpaper. Once you flop it back over, it sticks. And she just patted it a little bit. There was like a little air bubble. She patted the air bubble out. 2020 in this eye, 2015 in this eye. And, well, I went home and went to sleep. And I woke up 4 hours later, and I could see. I could see already whenever I was on the way home, but it was a little bit blurry. But my mother drove home. We stopped at the Waffle House and ate, and I was just high on Valium. I loved life. Life was wonderful. But like I said, I went to sleep for about 4 hours, and I had to have these eye patches on my eyes so I wouldn't rub my eyes in my sleep because it itched a little bit while it was healing. But I got up that evening, and I worked in Cleveland, Tennessee at the time, and I got up and drove to Cleveland. No problem. So I didn't go to work. I think I had that day and the next day off. But, and now my vision is, it's not still, it's probably 2030 in this eye, or 2040 and then 2030 in this eye. It's not quite 2020 anymore, but I mean, it's been 18 years, and I can still see just fine without any assistance. Every now and then I have to kind of go and look at something. But even the cutting of my cornea with that piece of sand didn't mess with my vision. So anyway, that's really not what I was going to talk about today, but You never know what's gonna come out of my face, but that's about where I'm gonna end this one. So what I was gonna talk about today, I'll just talk about. Excuse me, I just keep hiccuping. It's because I'm running my face. Anyway, what I was going to talk about today, I'll just talk about tomorrow or the next day when I make my video. But anyhow, that's it. I hope everybody has a good day, a good evening, whatever it is right now. And I hope that if you do ever decide to have LASIK, or you were thinking about it, that my story did not deter you. I hope that it makes you want to have it. Because again, it cost $4,000, but it was worth it. It was worth it. I've got 18 years out of this $4,000 so far. So anyways, have a good day. Have a good evening. Talk to you later.